Those Russians who choose to celebrate at home. The new year begins with the president's address to the nation minutes before the clock strikes midnight. Well, our correspondent Anastasia Churkina has more on how the leaders who kept up the tradition chose to address their people.
This is his first address. We are witnessing the last minutes of 1970. While Soviet leader Leonid Brezhnev was giving his speech to the nation, this woman was the person behind the scenes. Karelia is the director of all the addresses of ex-Soviet leaders, and after the collapse of the USSR, Russian presidents. In his first address, Leonid Brezhnev read his address on a piece of paper. Later, words would be written on a big poster and held under the camera. We would check the studio, the gallery, cameras. Everything was checked and the leader would arrive. There's always been one makeup lady, Valia. For a while, the tradition of televised addresses disappeared and came back only in the second half of the 80s, brought back by Soviet President Mikhail Gorbachev. Happy New Year, my dear compatriots. I wish you happiness, peace and well-being. I wanted him to do the address near a Christmas tree. He said no. I said, let's have a tiny one with a candle. Gorbachev never moved away from the formality of his address. However, there was a big surprise in 1989. Gorbachev had a TV link set up with US President Reagan, where the two leaders said kind words to people of both countries. It was seen as an act of friendliness between the two countries after the Cold War. The first Russian president, Boris Yeltsin, was the first to have a Christmas tree in his address and was the first to add a new creative twist.
Happy 1995. And then I'll raise a glass of champagne.
The team that worked with him said Yeltsin was a gift. He trusted them 100%.
Okay, just choose the version that's best.
In one of his addresses, Boris Yeltsin had his entire family involved, but the address, still remembered by all Russians, was this one.
I am resigning.
Just over an hour and a half later, in the same room, the address of acting President Vladimir Putin was recorded.
Dear friends, on this New Year's Eve, I, the same way as you, with my family, was planning to listen to the words of Russian President Boris Yeltsin. But things turned out differently.
Vladimir Putin also had his own creative approach to the address. He left his office to go outside to address the people. The Kremlin has been the scene of all leaders' addresses for the last 25 years. Each leader had his own style, his own ideas on how to lead the nation and on how to address the people. Anastasia Churkina, Russia Today, Moscow.